And here we are after 10 days of the greatest outdoor show on earth, and what a rodeo finals it was yesterday. The conditions were mucky and the competitors certainly felt it. Among the 6 big winners at the Stampede Rodeo, a couple of Canadians picking up the $100,000 prize, and there was plenty of exciting action in a muddy, slippery infield.
Absolutely. It's the Super Bowl of rodeo, and you have to have some mud. We don't usually see it in the showdown, usually get it a couple of times a week, but it did make for some exciting action yesterday, and we start with the tie-down roping, and these guys get as dirty as anybody. Timber Moore from Aubrey, Texas, taking the top prize in the tie-down, stopping the clock here in just 8.1 seconds. Now, these times will be a little longer, a tenth faster than Curtis Cassidy from Donalda. Semis were a bit messy as only 4 ropers managed to put up times to qualify for the final, but it was Timber Moore taking home the $100,000 payday.
And a challenging field as well for the steer wrestlers.
Yeah, that'll slow down times, and these guys, the big boys of the rodeo and the dirtiest boys of the rodeo when it's muddy like this. For the 4th time since 2009, Trevor Knowles, Stampede champion in steer wrestling, took his steer down in 3.9 seconds to top Kyle Irwin. It was a 4-way tie at 4.2 seconds in the semis, so Knowles knew he would have to best that number for the win, and now the winningest cowboy in the history of the Calgary Stampede, approaching $400,000 in winnings at this rodeo.
And I believe they were chirping at him for buying an engagement ring for his fiancée. All right, let's move along to bareback.
Yeah, that's Clint Lay of Cadogan. The first Canadian to pick up a win, riding Virgil to an 88 score to top Casey Field in the final here. Lay is the 3rd member of his family to win a Stampede title after his father's cousins won a generation ago. Billy Lay, of course, has had many great rides here at the Calgary Stampede, but it's Clint Lay's turn, and a big smile says it all for him.
And an unusual scenario in the saddle bronc category.
Yeah, we had a ride-off, 3 rides, but Big Valley's Zeke Thurston took home the saddle bronc crown. Thurston tied Cody DeMoss and Wade Sundell in the semis, as all 3 scored 90.5 points. Then Thurston topped the playoff by scoring an 88.5 on Easy to Love. He's a rookie cowboy. This is his first Calgary Stampede. He won $100,000. He won a big payday in Houston, one of the biggest rodeos in the world as well. So he's really bursting onto the scene, and was a visitor of ours here on Breakfast Television earlier in the week.
We like to think that we could have been a little bit of a lucky charm, and I know his mom was in the crowd too, and a very exciting time for their family. Congratulations
for sure
to Zeke, local rider. We like to see that. And on to barrel racing. You know, I was betting on the competitors, and this was the one category that I actually won.
You won this one? This was a good call if it took Lisa Lockhart. She had a really strong week. We heard her name over and over and over, and with the muddy infield, we saw slower times here, but she had the top time in the final, stopping the clock in 17.9 seconds, and she beat former Stampede champion Fallon Taylor to take the $100,000 payday. Pretty thrilled with that was Lisa Lockhart, and quite a popular woman at the Calgary Stampede. We had our Canadian in there as well, Tara Muldoon. That's who everyone was really pulling for in the showdown, but no one's going to be upset that Lisa Lockhart takes the big check, because she deserves it.
Yeah, and a heartfelt speech as well for her in accepting that. And on to bull riding.
Sage Kimsey of Strong City, Oklahoma, was the only rider to post a score in the final, but it was a great ride. He didn't need this score, but he needed a score, and he stayed on it for a 92.5 on Bottle Rocket, the bull that bucked him off during last year's National Finals rodeo down in Las Vegas. He sticks on him here for 92.5 and picks up $100,000.
And there weren't a lot of riders in the final, so that was a tight category as well.
Rick.
And following the rodeo was a quick turnaround for the Czechs, and a bit of a drier track, but still mucky nonetheless.
Yeah, in the final of the Rangeland Derby, no real surprise, just as we had all week. Kurt Bensmiller, the one to beat, but no one could catch him. He took the turn from the #1 barrel and hit the rail, holding off Kelly Sutherland. Good to see Kelly in the dash for cash to pick up the grand prize for the 2nd straight year. Bensmiller becomes the 2nd driver to repeat as Stampede champion, and the only other one to do that is Kelly Sutherland. He did it in 2010 and 2011. So Bensmiller picking up another $100,000 payday for the 2nd year in a row.
Wow, pretty interesting competition there, as Kelly Sutherland is an institution.
For sure.
And said, you know, it takes patience to get to the finals. You have to put your time in and take it slow.
Absolutely. And our 1, 2, 3, 4 was Bensmiller, Sutherland, Logan Gorst, and Vern Nolan in that dash for the cash.
All right, there you have it. The greatest outdoor show on earth, wrapping up yesterday with $100,000 given out to all the competitors. Thanks very much, Dave. I know you were down there. That's a lot of work for you every day.
It's a lot of fun. You only have to do it 10 days and once a year. So
yeah, work, not work.
Nope.
Work, not work.